live here with True to New York Sports with Mr. Boogie Hollis, Mr. Joe Algieri. We are here today for The Lock. The Lock. Joe, are you there?
All
Good.
right.
What's going on? Joe, why don't you explain a little bit of The Lock and what we plan on doing here, since you weren't here the other day talking about our new show.
Can everyone hear me now? I think everyone's there. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Sorry, I didn't have my mic plugged in.
Somebody say if they can hear Joe.
My bad. I didn't have my mic plugged in. That was my fault. Sorry about that, guys. So the lock. It is all about picks. We're gonna give you some prop bets. We're gonna give you our locks for the week, and to keep it interesting, we're gonna keep standings of everyone, of all of our picks. We'll see who the real gurus are. The real gurus. You know what I'm saying? Lou, I'm going to let you take the lead on this. We've all basically, I believe we've all been given a couple of games today. So we're going to discuss all the NFL games, right?
Right. So we're going to discuss all the NFL games today. We're going to discuss some sleepers and some prop bets that we're going to be doing for the show. Also, if you haven't yet checked out our website at TrueNewYorkSports.com, check out our YouTube. We have Twitch now. We have everything, guys. So you're gonna need to check out everything. Support us. It's awesome. But anyways, let's get right down into it. We got the first game today, Joe. You got the Indianapolis Colts against the Houston Texans, right?
Yes, I do. I mean, it's no surprise I have this game. These are my boys. We are playing strong into the playoffs right now. Still have a shot at our division. But for this game, we're going. Yeah, I guess, so let's see. For this game, I got my notes here, so just please, as I load them up. Here we go. All right. Stud. I mean, it was between two, but I'm going to go with T.Y. Hilton. He has really come on strong for fantasy players throughout the last few weeks. Him and Phillip Rivers are finally meshing. Last time against the Texans, didn't have a great game, but last two games has been good. My sleeper is going to be Kiki Kuti. He has really stepped it up since the Will Fuller suspension due to PEDs. Now we know why he was healthy all year.
Right.
So Kuti's been playing about 75% of the Texan snaps. Between the Colts and the Bears, he's combined for on 12 targets, 11 receptions, 165 yards, and 1 touchdown. Not too bad. And my prop bet for this game is going to be T.Y. Hilton over 63.5 yards.
Okay.
All right, so I think the next one up, let's go to the next game. We got, let's see, Tampa Bay versus Atlanta.
Yep. So
Interesting matchup.
Listen, I think it's going to be a lot better of a game than people actually anticipate. It's Tom Brady against Matt Ryan, and we all know what happened last time that they played against each other in a Super Bowl.
Texans, right?
But
yes,
I do think that the Bucs are going to win this game outright. I do actually think the Bucs also cover the 7.5 points.
Don't spoil that. We'll go to that later, Blue.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
So I think the Bucs win this game straight up. I also, for my prop bet, I really like total touchdowns thrown over 5.5. I see Matt Ryan throwing at least 2 touchdowns today against a defense that's been giving up a lot of touchdowns lately. And Tom Brady in these kind of certain situations, I feel like when he plays this kind of team, he just goes crazy. He doesn't have Ronald Jones today. I totally see him going to like Gronk in the end zone a bunch. And, and then you have Chris Godwin, and you have Antonio Brown, and you have freaking Mike Evans. I mean, he's got everyone.
So, yeah, he picked a real bad team to go to.
Yeah, he picked a really bad team to go to, I know. So I really do see that the prop bet in this is the over is 5.5. And then my stud sleeper for the game, I'm going to have to go with Mr. Russell Gage, man. Russell Gage, there's no Julio Jones today. Last week when Russell Gage had no Julio Jones, Russell Gage threw a touchdown last week, and he had about 18 fantasy points. So I really think Russell Gage is trying to get into that number 2 role for this team right now, especially with, Ridley, who's been on and off hurt-wise this year, and now Julio Jones. He's really trying to like go into like his own style of football play. So those are my picks for this game as well.
All right. Next up, we got the 49ers versus the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that one is me again. All right. This one, it's a battle of who really cares. This game is, sadly, I believe Dallas has been officially removed from playoff contention.
I mean, everyone's got to basically lose out, and they got to win.
Yeah, so it is what it is. As far as a stud, both my stud, sleeper, and prop are all on the San Francisco side. Stud is going to be Brandon Ayuk. 6 straight games this dude has either had 100 yards or 1 touchdown. He's really coming to his own with Nick Mullins. The only thing that I could see, George Kittle, I almost said Kerry Kittle. George Kittle is coming back today. Listen, Kerry Kittle could probably play football. Sleeper is going to be Jeff Wilson. Him and Raheem Mostert are going to be the starters today. Cowboys right now are 27th in points allowed to the running back. So I think I look for Jeff Wilson and Mostert to kind of run through that Cowboys depleted defensive line and linebackers. And my prop bet today is going to be Jeff Wilson over 46.5 yards. I think the 49ers are going to handily win that game, but we'll get into that afterwards. All right, next one up I know is near and dear to Boogie's heart. Okay, we have the Detroit Lions and the Tennessee Titans. Take it away, Boog.
Lions and Titans. That's not my game.
That's not yours?
No,
That's
sir.
mine. That's mine.
Oh, that's yours. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was you.
No, I got it. It's mine. So Lions versus Boogie. You just don't give any bets today. So
Apparently,
right.
that's how Joe feels.
That's it.
Okay. So all right. So what I have Lions versus Titans. I think the Titans win this game outright. Matt Stafford is still questionable for this game too. There's no Galladay today. I really do think the Titans just win this game outright. I do like the under in this though. I don't like the over in this because I don't think the Lions score that many points today. And I think what happens is the Titans usually, if you watch them play against these teams who that they are destroying, they kind of slow down a little bit. They do more of the run game. But I just don't think that Derrick Henry is going to have as much of a good game as people think. He's worth $9,500 bucks on DraftKings.
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
insane.
And I think that's way too much for a running back in general. And like I said, I really don't think Derrick Henry is going to have as good of a game as DraftKings thinks they're going to. So, which is why I think that my prop bet for today is Derrick Henry is going to run for under 115 yards. I don't really, like I said, I can't picture him breaking over 100 yards today. I really see Ryan Tannehill throwing today, which is why my stud sleeper for the game is actually Corey Davis. I think that A.J. Brown is going to be covered a little bit. I think he's going to have to go to somebody else, and I really think Corey Davis is going to be that guy, especially since Corey Davis hasn't had over 20 fantasy points since week 2. So I think this is going to be a good game for him to come out and score some points. And I was going to have him in my DraftKings lineup too, but I couldn't make it work.
He was in my DraftKings lineup. That's why I smiled when you said that.
Right, exactly. Right, yeah. No, I think he's going to have a good game. I just couldn't make it work with him.
All right, Boog. We're going to get you one right now, all right? Here we go. Will the streak be broken today?
Oh.
Will the streak be broken today? Okay? As we got the Miami Dolphins going against the one and only Bill Belichick, undefeated against a rookie quarterback. Is Tua going to be the one to break that streak?
In my opinion, yes, he will be. Reason being, I got a lot of things that I put together here. I mean, I'm a firm believer in numbers, so I know points against the spread. The Dolphins are 10-3, and the Belichick Patriots look very, very dysfunctional this season on defense and offense. So with that being said, I think that the Dolphins do squeeze by in this win today, and as a prop bet, I'm going to say Cam Newton is going to be over 75 yards rushing.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's
Because
wow.
you know why he's not he has no pocket presence with that offense right now. He has nobody to really throw to. His running backs situation is terrible because now they got who was that guy that's starting now?
So, Sony Michelle.
Sony Michelle now. Like
Yeah.
they just go into the practice squad now and picking up running
Well,
backs.
listen, Sony Michelle is good.
Michelle was
Sony,
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. Hold
Let's
on.
not go back in the past.
Yeah,
Let's
come
not go
on,
back in
Sony
the past
Michelle, let's
before he
not-
used to be. Come
let-
on.
let's-
I mean,
let's
the
not-
Giants, Alfred Morris. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah, but
Alfred
Alf.
scored 2 touchdowns 2
Guys,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Are you kidding me?
Alfred Morris is.
Yes,
yeah,
no.
we can't put him in the same category as Sony Michelle, but that's. Let's not be silly.
So with that being said,
So who's your stud sleeper?
my sleeper's going to be Devontae Parker because he was injured. I think he was nursing a hamstring injury, and Tua, they always believe that he's just a game manager. He's not really going to do much on the offense, just try to stay out of trouble. But I think he's going to be going heavy to Parker today because that defense is not going to be able to stop him. He's healthy enough to get into the lineup. I think he's going to burn him. So I believe that's my sleeper pick for today with that.
All right. We are gonna go to. I think this is.
I also picked the under for that game too.
Pick the under.
41.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a struggle to score.
We are. So let's see. Next up, we got Seattle and Washington.
That's me.
All right, Seattle and Washington.
All right, so Seattle versus the Washington football team. I think Seattle wins this game easily, in my opinion.
You're nuts.
Yeah, no. I'm going to tell you why right now. There's no Alex Smith. If you think Dwayne Haskins is going to be scoring any touchdowns this week,
They didn't need to last week.
I was going to say, this is my segment. So listen, the reason why though is that Washington's in order to win any of these games, they got a little bit lucky last week. Okay, it's not an everyday thing where a team scores their only touchdowns as their defensive touchdowns, and that's a problem, especially against a team like Seattle, where if Seattle gets hot early and they start scoring a lot of points, Washington is not going to be able to recover from this. So I do see Seattle winning this game easily. I also do like the over in this game, 44 points, because alone, I think if Seattle starts getting hot, I think that they could score 30-something points just by themselves.
I think that would be more than Washington's given up all season.
Right. No. Well, I think. Listen. I still think Seattle has something to prove. They haven't played the best football the last couple of weeks. Russell Wilson went from being MVP the first 6 weeks to being, honestly, giving up one of the most interceptions over the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of. I think they have something to prove still. Listen, they destroyed a horrible Jets team last week. All right. So I like the Seahawks today. I like the over. I also like in my prop bets. I also like J.D. McKissick to receive for over 25 yards. Okay, this guy gets 8 to 10 receptions alone with Alex Smith, and I think Dwayne Haskins is gonna be going to him a decent amount today, considering that Dwayne Haskins has barely thrown the long ball whenever he's played all year. So I think right, and he sucks. So I really do think that he's going to be doing some short screens, and I like that prop bet with J.D. McKissick over 25 yards receiving today.
Yeah, this is one of those games that, real quick, is that, like, has two teams that have legitimately something to play for. Washington right now, NFC East, and Seattle, I believe, is tied with the Rams, who they know is playing that same Jets team that they beat the hell out of last week. So I think that goes to a little bit to what you were saying, too.
Right. No, I agree, and that's why they got to play hard. Washington is a great defensive team, but like I said, they're not going anywhere without without Alex Smith on that team, because there was no other quarterback that could do anything. But my stud sleeper for today is not really a sleeper. I just think Tyler Lockett's going to have a really good day. He's the last big game that he had was against the Cowboys, which is where he had like 38 fantasy points and he had like 3 touchdowns. I could totally see him having a game like that today, especially with DK Metcalf being covered as much as he's been. Right. DK Metcalf is such a beast, and I think I just totally see Tyler Lockett getting like 8 receptions for 100 yards today and a touchdown or 2. So I think if you're going to go anything fantasy-wise, I really think Tyler Lockett's going to be that guy for you.
All right, that's definitely definitely a guy that you can trust in your lineup. All right, next up we got the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. All right.
Yeah, who's that?
That's me.
okay. I was
All
gonna
right.
say. All right.
Transition went to black over there for a second. All right, so this one here, I mean, the stud is pretty simple. It's going to be Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is, if it wasn't for Derrick Henry having a shot at 2,000 yards, Dalvin Cook has absolutely been a monster and the reason why Minnesota's in half of their games. This is another game. Again, I think Minnesota has an outside chance of a playoff spot, as do the Bears. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that they're both, where are they sitting? They're both sitting at 6 and 7. They're going to need a lot of help, but the loser of this game is officially eliminated. So yeah, my stud for the game is going to be Dalvin Cook. My sleeper is actually going to be Cole Kmet, tight end for the Bears. He's been playing about 70% of the snaps, averaging about 5 receptions a game. He's only behind Allen Robinson in terms of receptions and yards and stuff like that. So I look for Trubisky to, continue the trend of last week. I think Trubisky really came out,
He's been playing great.
he played great. I mean, you know what? I think honestly benching him for Nick Foles kind of opened his eyes. Like, you know what? I can't sit on my thumbs. Like, I need to keep it going. I need to be playing all out every week, and I think that
life on the line.
yeah, is exactly. And my prop bet for today, I'm going back to Dalvin Cook. I'm going to say he has over 125 yards rushing.
Wow, they're giving him that much.
125 yards. Yep.
A lot.
I
Yeah,
hope so because he's on my fantasy team in the playoffs. Like,
Is he?
too.
Yeah. I mean, listen. If that comes back, normally when you do a prop bet, with rushing yards, it comes back as like a huge comeback. I think that was like plus 220, 230 to take a shot on someone who's broken 100 yards multiple times this year.
that's something we don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, Dalvin Cook's also one of those players where if he wasn't hurt this year, I could totally see him being in the MVP race as well. Too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's
Without a
having
doubt.
some freaking year, and if you have him in DraftKings or in your fantasy labs, you've been happy with almost every game that he's played.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. All right. Next up, Boog. This one I know is you. I think. Yeah. Pretty sure. Jacksonville and Baltimore.
That's
Oh.
mine. No, I'm only kidding. That's
No, that's mine. That's mine. Well, obviously, Jacksonville is definitely in shambles. They went back to Minshew, which I think is a good move. I think Minshew is the better quarterback anyway. So, right now, as far as the spread, last time I checked, it was 13. I think the Jaguars are going to cover. They're going to lose, but they're going to cover the 13. It's not going to. I think they're going to lose. It's going to be a closer game than that, to be honest with you. And the fantasy stud is going to be James Robinson. He's going to run all over the Ravens in a losing effort. I mean, that's been the trend for the Jaguars. He's really been the offense, and especially with Minshew there. People respect his pocket presence, and Minshew is actually my sleeper. The fact that he actually, that's the same argument that we have with Trubisky. He's going to have that same argument because he got sat down. And now he's back in the starting role, and I believe he's going to prove that I should be the starter for this team. I'm the future for this team. So I believe my prop bet is going to be, like I said, James Robinson. He's going to have 100 yards today. Definitely 100 yards plus. So
and
That's-
it's also the same Ravens team that gave up a lot of rushing yards only a couple of days ago to
Yes.
the Browns.
and this guy is a rookie stud, so he's definitely going to do his thing.
Yeah.
And just think about it. He's been doing this thing, knowing with every defense, knowing that he's the offense, and he's still producing. So with that being said, you're being keyed in on, and that you're still producing. That says a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely the future for that team too.
yeah.
Yeah. for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, all right. So next up we got. Oh God, this is so bad. Can we just say the LA Rams? Do we have to mention the other team?
The LA Rams and the D Squad New York Jets.
Yeah. So my sleeper is going to be the entire Jets defense. No.
That's actually a good
Because they're
pick.
actually sleeping.
They're actually gonna be sleeping. No. Okay. So I mean, again, see a little bit of a trend in terms of my picks. Stud. I'm gonna ride the train. I'm gonna go with Cam Akers. This guy, absolutely demolished.
He's in my draft.
Demolished.
Yeah.
Whatchamacall last week. It was almost sad to watch how bad he just ran
He's
through.
not a bad running back.
No, he's not. I'm actually pissed because I drafted him in my work league, and I had to drop him when he was injured to pick someone up, and the guy who knocked me out of the playoffs picked him up and played him against me with that week, and I was
Fantasy karma.
Oh,
yeah, fantasy karma at its finest. Yeah, so he's my stud. Sleeper. I mean, I don't know if you want to call him a sleeper. I'm gonna go with Jamison Crowder. Since Darnold's come back, he's averaging about 5.3, 5.5 receptions a game. I think this game is going to be over early. I think it's going to be a lot of garbage time. So I'm thinking that he might pick up, some garbage time touchdowns and yards. I was actually surprised with this. My prop bet, believe it or not, is going to be Cam Akers over 68.5 yards. I'm shocked it's that low.
Yeah, that's very low.
That's super low considering what he's produced and considering the spread on this game and everything. I'm really shocked that that's where they're going with it. But listen, if you can find it and you can get it, I would. Yeah, that might be the lock. That might be the lock. Yeah. What are you, Russian?
Can't tell.
Yeah. No,
Skin tone.
he's white. Yeah, he's pretty white.
I mean, I know I tanned and everything.
Yeah. All right. So next up is going to be Philly versus Arizona.
Yep. So I got the Eagles versus Cardinals. Listen, the Cardinals are a very up and down team this year. I thoroughly love the Cardinals. I think they have a great team. I think the Cardinals do win this game, though. They're up against a rookie quarterback who had a pretty good game last week, ran for over 100 yards, threw for almost 200 yards. But I do think the Cardinals win this game outright, and I do like the over 49 points. I think this is going to be just a straight up shoot show. All right,
shootout. Is that the word you were looking for?
Yes, that's the right word. So I think they're gonna score a lot on each other. The Eagles secondary has been so on and off this year. And that's why I think my stud sleeper for today is actually going to be Christian Kirk. I think he hasn't had a big game in a few weeks as well. If you look at his DraftKings stock, he's gone all the way up from 4,000 to 600, and now he's like 4,300. So I think you should definitely check for like Kyler Murray throwing for one of his 60-yard passes to him that he likes to do with Christian Kirk. And then for my prop bet, I like Dallas Goedert getting over 3.5 receptions.
Is that how you say his name?
I think it is. Yeah, Goedert.
I don't know.
Lou mispronounced.
Yeah, well, we know that. If you haven't seen
How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking because I don't know. So
You need to do like a edit at some point and just have Lou's pronunciation.
Oh yeah, but that might get us thrown off the internet if we did on certain ones. Certain ones might get us.
Dallas G. I'm gonna say that he gets over 3.5 receptions today. I think that's an easy prop bet. He's been getting 5 to 6 almost every single game, and even though I know we have Hurts in here now, I really do like him getting over 3.5 receptions. Mr. Zach Ertz is no longer.
You said Hurts. I was like, is this a rental company?
No. That's it. But I think unfortunately Zach Ertz is no longer the number one tight end on that team, and I actually don't even picture Ertz being on the Eagles next year. To be quite honest.
Yeah. Guys, speaking of this game, just going into the season, the Cardinals had a lot of hype around them, with the acquisition of DeAndre Hopkins. Do you think that they've kind of fell short of expectations? Like, where did you guys see them going in? Like, is this where you guys anticipated them being at this point in the season?
Well, this is the thing, in my opinion. I think that because the league is smart, so they caught up to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, their offense was throw to Hopkins. So now the league has said, all right, let's try to take Hopkins out the equation a little bit, and let's see what Kyler Murray can do. And Kyler Murray is, doing a little struggling, trying to adjust. I mean, also you got to remember he's a really short quarterback.
I was gonna say he's like super. He's tiny.
Yeah,
He's
so
5'9".
they're
He's
crowding
5'9".
that line on him. So when that pocket collapses on him, he could barely probably see over it. That's why he's trying to run out, not necessarily to run for yards. He's trying to run so he can get eyesight of the receivers.
Right.
So it's like he's got to make a little adjustment. I mean, like I said, he has a lot of potential. As a team, but you had to know that this is above expectation the way they arrived out of the season, because nobody thought that they was going to be this good. But Hopkins is actually that good of a wide receiver. So like I said, now it's just a matter of them adjusting, and that's up to coaching.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that they have working for them. Kyler Murray. How often can you say that you're a stud in college, and then your college coach comes and follows you into the NFL? So who knows him better? Someone who it wasn't a transition for Kyler Murray. He already has his college coach. It's just a matter of does that offense translate to the the NFL, because it's Oklahoma, I believe, doesn't run a pro offense. At the time they were running a spread, which is not really conducive, considering in the NFL, the speed of the game, if you hear it from so many guys, the speed of the game is way faster than it is in in college. So I'm just, I think I had a little bit higher expectations. I actually, preseason, I did pick them to win that division. I didn't think that the Rams were real.
They're real.
They have played, and you know what? A lot of that team lives and dies by Goff. It really does. It lives and dies by Goff. But
and also we also got to remember with the Cardinals too. They're 7-6 right now. They should easily be 6-7, because if they didn't get that Hail Mary throw to the Bills against the Bills,
yeah, that was
an under 500 team right now.
Yeah, that was crazy. That game shouldn't have happened. And we do have just also real quick, guys. We do have a bunch of people watching. First off, thank you for joining us Sunday mornings with our brand new show. We're going to be with you every Sunday. We are going to be taking questions. If you guys have any fantasy questions, and start sits, let us know. We'll help you out. We're actually going to post our DraftKings lineups in just a little bit as well, but we're going to get through the rest of these games. Next up, I believe, Boog, this is you. It's going to be KC and New Orleans. You got to call this the premier matchup of the day.
This is definitely a must watch. Drew Brees back in the saddle. I mean, all this game screams is offense, offense, offense. Like, I don't see any defense being played.
And it's going to be a 10-3 final.
Yeah.
6-3 final.
Look, Boogie said it. Lock it up. Lock it up.
This is definitely going to be, I think it was 52.5. This is going to be higher than that. Like, these guys, like, Mahomes is definitely a mainstay in the league right now, and he knows Drew Brees is another offensive-minded quarterback. So I think they both going to have something to prove. New Orleans, I think Thomas is out. So Drew Brees is definitely going to be.
Thomas joined the IR this after last night.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's definitely. That's why Jared Cook is going to be my sleeper for that game.
Yep. It's a big target.
He's a big target, and he's going to be like the security blanket for him. If you don't see nobody deep, he's going to check off down Jared. So make sure you put him in your lineup. I'm pretty sure he's going to be cheap too this week.
Yeah, he's only 3,400 on DraftKings right now.
Right. So there you go. And then also Tyreek Hill, he's definitely going to be my stud for the day. I mean, in that game, he's definitely going to have 100 yards and a touchdown. That's my prop bet. He's going to have 100 yards plus and a touchdown.
Is that your lock for the day?
I'm saying, well, that's my
I'm
prop bet. You know what I'm saying?
Bet, yeah.
But now, as far as who's going to win this game, this was a tough one because they're in New Orleans, and the Chiefs are giving 3. So that means that they're saying that this is going to be a close game as well. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs just because this is Drew Brees' first game back. So he has to shake off a little bit of rust. and the Chiefs like to play cat and mouse with their opponents for some reason, and this is going to be a dangerous team to be doing that with because the Saints are definitely going to be out there firing. So it's going to be a very entertaining game, I must say. But I'm definitely going to go with the Chiefs in this one, the spread.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. Both of these teams are fighting. I mean, for the first. New Orleans knows. Green Bay won last night. Again, Boog, we spoke about it before the game. They won, again, not convincing. That game I thought was going to be a much bigger blowout based off the first half, and they came out flat in the second half, Green Bay. But put it this way, no one wants to go to Green Bay in January. You could even see it yesterday. Rodgers wasn't really trying to throw the ball either. He was. I mean, the run game was working with Aaron Jones. So you give it to him. Why?
But that only helps Rodgers, though.
Right. No, absolutely, because that sets up the play action, that sets up everything like that. So it definitely works. But New Orleans knows that they have to basically win out and hope for a loss from Green Bay. But I mean, today's a big hurdle to overcome, man.
The sign that the Saints really want to win this game is by putting Drew Brees back.
Yeah,
because
this dude's got like 10 broke ribs.
They was trying to hold off. They was trying to hold off of him as long as possible. So for them to insert him into the lineup now, that means they definitely trying to get this win.
Yeah, I mean, look, how many players coming back? What was it? A punctured lung and 10 broken ribs or something like that? It was something along those lines. But that's no joke. That's crazy.
And listen, it's not even that. You also got to realize too is that Hill is a very good player. He did a really good job, I think, for the 3 or 4 games that he was the starting quarterback. But the problem is that Hill is not a number 1 quarterback in my opinion, for any team. His style is exactly how he is on this offense. He is your wildcat. He is your tight end in some situations. He is your running back in some situations. But he showed last week a weakness, which is why the Eagles beat the Saints, and I think that's why they were like, you know what, we really need Drew Brees back here. We need 38-year-old Drew Brees to come and save us because we really want that number 1 spot.
That's nothing to sneeze at, though, bro.
Right. But what does this also say? Let me ask you, what does this also say that people think about freaking Jameis Winston? That you have Jameis Winston on your bench, and Drew Brees has broken ribs and freaking he could barely breathe the last couple of weeks, and they don't even trust Jameis Winston enough to win. Get that W.
They want to win. So.
All right, so we're going to go into the next game, and have you read the comments so far, guys?
I've been reading some of them.
Okay,
I read them.
So yeah, well that it's going to bring us into this next game right here, okay? So Giants Cleveland. So Mike Carr apparently just said that Chubb is going to go for 1,000 yards today.
If that's a prop bet, I want to pick the under.
I'm going to take the under, and that'll be my lock of my lifetime. The lock of my lifetime. Okay, it's going to be crazy. Boog, the floor is yours.
Listen. They put this game in the spotlight time, the 8:30 game.
Listen, they took the Cowboys out of this spot.
Exactly. Well, the Cowboys?
Anyway.
Yeah, so there's a lot of problems that's going into this game, though. Like, I hate to be the excuse guy, but our offense coordinator's not going to be there. Bradbury's out. So he's like one of our top corners. So this is definitely going to be a challenge. And Daniel Jones is not playing. So
you left. Hold on, Boog. You left your quarterback for the last problem. Yes. That should have been your first problem.
No. Let me explain. Now, Daniel Jones shouldn't have played the last game. So that I'm right there because I've voiced my opinion about that. He's hurt. He shouldn't have played. As soon as they saw that he was injured, they should have took him out, and they kept him in there. So now it's the Colt McCoy show. All right? The Colt McCoy show is not a show per se, but you know what? He's a great game manager. He definitely doesn't have the talent that Daniel Jones has, but this Browns team has something to prove. Nobody is even considering them in any type of talk of being a good team, even though their record shows that they're a really good team. They arrived together since Odell got hurt. Their running game is ferocious. They got the two-headed monster force of Hunt and Chubb. You know, like those guys have been unstoppable. If you watch their games,
Boogie, it's
they're
Sunday,
unstoppable.
man. You can say things.
Real quick, guys, Boog, I don't want to cut you off, but we got breaking news. Any of you that have Ezekiel Elliott in your lineup, get him out. He has now been downgraded to out. That means if you have his backup, Tony Pollard, get him in that line. Tony Pollard gets a bump. Ezekiel Elliott ruled out. Coach's decision.
And if you guys have had Ezekiel Elliott in the lineup, then you're losing. You're probably not in the playoffs if you have.
Right, exactly. This guy right here.
That's not really that breaking of news.
Right.
Been starting in the
Also, Matt Gesick I just got a notification is out as well for the Miami Dolphins.
That doesn't do too well for your bet of the day, Boog.
That definitely hurts.
Yep.
That definitely hurts.
Yeah.
That's their main target. So that means all the onus is going to be on Devontae Parker. So he's not only the sleeper, but he's also probably going to be the main guy on the Dolphins.
He's going to be your stud.
But going back to the Giants and Browns, like I said, they're great running offense. All right? So the Giants' defense is still a really good defense. So for anybody who thinks that the Browns are going to run all over the Giants' defense, they're sadly mistaken. The only problem in this game is the Giant offense. Now, McCoy hasn't generated any points in the first half in any of these games. So something has to change there. You know? That's why I'm picking Ingram as does. Ingram is going to be like my prop bet. He's definitely going to have over 50 yards plus because he's that security blanket that he needs because obviously they're going to try to shut down the run game because that's what the Giants are actually pretty good at. They're going to try to shut down the run game and let Colt McCoy beat them. And McCoy is just going to keep dumping it to Ingram on the short passes because that's what he does, especially when they blitz. And Wayne Gallman is definitely going to be my sleeper because no one is going to expect him to do anything because they're going to key in on the running, and he's going to show why this is his breakout season. Saquon and him are going to be like Chubb and Hunt. Watch.
I need whatever you're smoking, man. I need whatever you're smoking.
I didn't even say.
I need whatever you're smoking. What kind of white stuff are you smoking?
I didn't even say who's going to win though, but I do.
We'll do the picks in a little bit, but it's that. Yeah, stop.
Wait, Boogie, who wins this game outright? Browns or Giants?
I was trying to say that.
Oh, we didn't do our picks yet.
You know what I mean? Well, we've been doing our picks this whole time.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna say the Browns are gonna win this game. And they're gonna cover because it's 6 points, so they're gonna win by more than a touchdown. I believe they're gonna win by a touchdown, to be honest with you, because the Giants seem to be shaky at the end of games, and then especially if you're gonna have McCoy at the end of the game. So I say Giants lose by a touchdown. So
Oof.
I think the Giants get fucked up today.
I
I think the Giants get
the games
fucked up
that you
today.
think they're gonna get fucked up is the games that they don't. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, but you got to remember. You listen. We stop. We have to get this notion out of our head. Listen, I know you in weeks past you've all given your opinion on what is going to happen with the Browns in the playoffs. Okay, I get it. Okay. By the way, by default, when the Giants lose today, I will win our bet that we made on air because automatically my Colts will advance further in the playoffs. But that's besides the point.
No, we can win both teams.
No. Stop it. Anyway, secondly, a couple things. We have to get this idea out of our head that the Browns are the same old Browns, paper bag over your head. The Browns have turned into a legitimate team, okay? Will this be a year that they go deep in the playoffs? Maybe not. Just because there are hurdles and there are things, okay? I think Monday night against Baltimore took a lot of air, lot of air out of their sails, okay? But here's my thing. Hold on. Sorry, Jeff. Is that better? I didn't mean to go into echo mode over here. So you got to go. I think they're really going to beat up on you guys tonight. I think Myles Garrett is going to be in the back pocket of Colt McCoy all night long. I don't think he goes for 1,000 yards, but I think that the combined. Who is that? Lugie the Greek? Oh my goodness
We need a
gracious.
new name, Loogie and the Greek. Loogie the Greek.
Loogie the Greek. I actually like Jeff Scarola. I actually like Jeff Scarola's option. We're gonna get Race Marsh to just record. Nice try.
Bro, they just deactivated Devontae Parker too.
Oh wow, yeah, you're doing really good at this.
Dolphins are definitely. I have to change my pick.
Yeah.
Nobody's starting. Like, what are they doing right now?
So it's
This is why we gotta do this Sunday mornings for this particular reason.
Yep, exactly.
I changed my pick to the Pats now. Like, I'm sorry, Jeff. I tried to go for your Dolphins today, but they're not trying to start nobody. So,
Well, they know. Listen, they know that Belichick is undefeated versus rookie
and they're trying to
quarterbacks.
keep it that way.
Yeah, that's
Why
why.
are Dolphins starting?
Listen,
Lou, are you suiting up? I think I see Lou DiMartino starting.
Gaskin.
I'm the new
That's the
tight
wide
end.
receiver.
I'm the new tight. I just got a phone call. I'm the new tight end.
Yeah.
Let me go suit up.
Oh,
That's okay. Anyway, but yeah, so we're gonna get Race Marsh to record. Nice try, and so like we're gonna have our own segment of nice try. It's gonna be like you got mossed, but we're gonna have nice try.
sponsored by Coastal.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, so let's go into I think Lou, you have all of the spreads for today's games in front of you.
Yeah. I mean, I have the spreads for my games, but
Well, we all got the spreads for the
we
game.
all have the spreads anyway. Yeah, we all have the spread. What game are we starting off with first?
We can go down the line, whichever one it is. And guys, we're gonna keep track of all of the winners and losers.
I'm definitely changing one of my picks.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
That's
all.
why we do these kinds of shows, so that way we can change things and let people know. That's
Yeah,
what we're here.
you know, this is what it is. This is the whole point of the show.
Playoff fantasy football right now, so everybody's got to be tuned in to the last minute.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so first game, Colts versus Texans. We have the Colts are giving the Texans 7 points today. Joe, what do you like there?
I mean, do we have to answer that? I mean,
Listen, you gotta go with the spread. I'm not saying straight up.
I personally think that everyone's gonna jump on the Texans today because they're gonna look at that game last time they played a few weeks ago. It came down to a botched fumble from the center. These teams combined for I think 45 points in the first half and 5 in the second half. Different team. T.Y. Hilton is gonna, T.Y. Hilton and Jonathan Taylor have really come into their own. I think the Colts win double digits today.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Listen, I think I'm kind of thinking the same thing that Joe was thinking too. I think because Houston had a really close game with them, people are going to think that this is going to be another one of those close games. I honestly see Indianapolis covering the 7-point spread as well. This is probably a 10-point victory, I would say. I think Indianapolis wins this game straight up, and I do like the spread of minus 7 points for the Indianapolis Colts.
Absolutely, and get book.
We got the Indianapolis. What we got here?
Colts and Texans.
Who do you like?
He's still worried about changing his Dolphins picks.
I'm looking at the comments here. That's why. Colts and Texans. I'm definitely gonna say Deshaun Watson is gonna upset these Colts. So I'm gonna watch Joe cry, and I'm probably gonna see if I can get a recording of it too. Tons of excuses.
Can we take him off the air?
Yeah, I don't know. He's so worried about his fantasy stuff in the comments. Boog, come on, Boog.
Hey
It's
man, everybody
crazy.
gotta work the show, man. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Everybody gotta. Our fans help us out. They're helping us out with the people who are out. So we gotta include them in this show. The Lock.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
By the way, I want to take up Rich Ambrose on his offer. Rich, next week, your daughter live here on The Lock. She is going to be picking all of the games with us.
For sure.
I agree.
She's the real guru.
She is going to be our
She's
first.
funny.
She is going to be our first guest here live on The Lock. I don't
Are we
know.
allowed to have children with gambling?
We're gonna have to put a disclaimer.
We're gonna- So here's what's going to happen.
Entertainment only.
All proceeds go to a college fund. At the bottom of the
Rich is going to have to be on screen with her.
Non-sanctioned.
Yeah, okay? It's a non-sanctioned match. All right? All right, next up, who do we got next?
All right, so our next game we have Buccaneers versus the Falcons. I again, like I was saying, I think the Buccaneers win this. I also think the Buccaneers cover the 7.5 spread against the Falcons today. The Falcons do not have a winning record against the spread, and I really do like Bucks covering. I think they win by double digits today.
Book?
I think the Bucks are definitely going to cover because Tom Brady has a point to prove, and he's going to take over this game for a change, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The Falcons are going to have no answer for them. Fournette's having a terrible season. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah,
of
but this is
people
also
that,
Fournette's first day.
I know. That's what I'm
starter.
trying to. But this is what I'm trying to say. He's having a terrible season. He got something to prove as well. So you got a whole bunch of veterans who are talented with something to prove today. So they're definitely going to be putting their stamp in this game.
Right.
No, absolutely. I mean, this game is in Tampa Bay.
It's in Atlanta.
No, this is in Atlanta.
I'm taking the Falcons.
Do what you got to do.
I'm going to take the Falcons, and I'm going to tell you.
All those fans in the stands are going to make a difference.
No, it's not even that. You know what? They play different at home. Their offense is built for that turf. I think for some reason Brady and in the South in December just doesn't mode well. He never won in Miami with the Patriots down in the South. So I'm just gonna go with
the whole 2-5 at home too. So
yes. So
dangerous.
yeah, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm gonna take the points. I think Tampa Bay should be way better than they are. I think they're going to miss Ronald Jones. I don't think Leonard Fournette. I think Leonard Fournette was ring chasing. I think he's not built for that offense. He's more ground and pound. Bruce Arians is not trying to do that. I like the Falcons today.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
All right, so our next game, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Tennessee Titans. That's one of my games too. I like the Titans covering today for 9.5 points. I think especially Matt Stafford is, he's questionable. They listen. The Lions are in the playoff race, but they're not really in the playoff race. I think the Titans are up by double digits by halftime, to be quite honest. So I like the Titans at home today, covering the 9.5 points.
Yeah, I have to go with the Titans as well. Stafford's low-key having a really good season, too. Under the circumstances of having his whole key offense is always hurt. You know what I'm saying? Juggling between running backs. They got 3 running backs, and usually Adrian Peterson is the one who's always not injured. Go figure that. The guy, but he's the one that's the most solid,
He's looked good this year.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, you put him in a situation where they have a good line and a good offense, I think Adrian Peterson is still a problem in this league. What he's doing with this tired Detroit offense, so that should tell you something.
Him and Swift.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a pretty. They're having a low key, really good season under the radar. I mean, it's just unfortunately nobody can stay healthy. But I mean, like I said, they're no match for Tennessee because Tennessee has it together. But Detroit is. I mean, for Detroit fans out there, if there's any Detroit fans out there, you got some type of future. I just feel sorry for Stafford's career because they haven't built nothing around this guy's team for him. Nothing. But I'm definitely going with Tennessee, not to be long-winded.
Yeah, I have to go with Tennessee. I really want Detroit to win the game outright. Just because for
division purposes.
For division purposes, I want Detroit to come. Listen, like you guys said, Stafford has been having a pretty good year under the radar. Much in thanks to T.J. Hawkinson. That tight end's come on. He's become sure-handed. It's been his go-to. It's his only go-to because Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, all of his wideouts. They decide when they don't want to play. And they keep either injury or bruised ego, whatever it may be. But that duo of Swift, and Peterson have been great, but I think what did we say it was 9.5?
9.5.
9.5. Yeah, I just don't see it being in Tennessee. Again, Tennessee has so much to play for. Them and the Colts are battling for the division. 3 games to go. I got to go Tennessee.
Got to.
All right. So our next game, we have San Francisco 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys. San Fran giving 3.5 to the Dallas Cowboys. Whose is that?
That was me. I'm going Dallas.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I'm going to go Dallas, and I'm going to tell you why. Everyone's going to run to the bank to take San Francisco now with Zeke out. Listen, Zeke has not done anything this year. Tony Pollard has actually been the more productive back. He's a quicker back. He's a better receiving back, in my opinion. I think that in terms of, quarterback to quarterback, Andy Dalton, listen, yeah, okay, never won a playoff game, but Andy Dalton is a proven quarterback. He's not, he doesn't have a rocket arm, but he knows what he's doing. He's got 3 great wide receivers with Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup. Okay, and then you have Blake Jarwin. Not Jarwin. Who's the kid that?
Schultz.
Schultz. Sorry, Jarwin is the one who got knocked out. Schultz, who is he's coming on. I think Dallas covers today and wins outright.
Yeah, I gotta have to agree with Joe on that one too. I really do think that Dallas. Listen, San Francisco's banged up as well as like other people have been playing on that team, and I do think they're gonna run all over Cowboys today. I think Dallas covers the spread. I actually think Dallas wins the game outright too. What about you, Bo?
I'm going against the grain. I like the improvements I've seen in Nick Mullins. He's definitely showing some really good talent, and against a beat-up Cowboys defense. The Cowboys basically are telling you a sign. They're sitting down Ezekiel Elliott. They're packing it in for the season. So as much as you guys want to hype up Dallas, they suck. And 49ers are beat up. They're not a great team either, but I think they're a little more hungry than the Cowboys are. So I'm definitely going with the 49ers.
All right. What's next?
All right, our next game. We're going to go right back to Cleveland Browns against the New York Giants. Boogie, what do you like with the spread with that game?
What is the spread?
The spread is 6, I believe.
I have 6.5. 6.5.
Well, 6.5 now. Well, I had looked at 6, so I mean, it's trending going in the other direction. Like I said, the Giants are going to lose by a touchdown, so they're going to just lose under that spread.
Just cover that.
Yeah, so the Browns are going to cover. They're going to just cover. That's what I believe. It's going to be that close. People are going to think it's going to be a blowout because of all the stupid stuff that's going on with the Giants right now. Everybody being not available, but it's going to be a close game because their defense is good. Browns' offense is overrated because it's literally running game. Baker Mayfield is not going to beat you. So I'm definitely going with Browns with the 6.5.
Listen, if anything, if you see it from last week, listen, when Colt McCoy was quarterback, he threw 2 touchdowns. They scored 17 points against the Seattle Seahawks. I think we're up against a better defensive Cleveland Browns team. I think Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Giants.
Yeah, of course you're rooting for the Giants, but I mean, realistically, I think
Cleveland
absolutely destroys this team today, and I
don't think it's going to destroy them. Though.
I think they win by double digits. I think the Browns are without a healthy Daniel Jones. I don't think this game is close. In my opinion, I think they're going to win by 6.5. More than that, way more than that. Joe,
I'm going to go with the Browns, and this time the opposing quarterback won't be in the bathroom taking a crap because they already are crap. I just don't think. Listen, the Giants are where they are today because of that defense. That defense has been outstanding all year long, but you can only take so much. You can bend and bend and bend. Eventually, you're going to have to break. I think it's Sunday. I think Colt McCoy, is he serviceable? Yeah. I don't think you guys have the weapons right now. I know Ingram is back today, so he should drop at least 2 to 3 passes that are wide open. And minimum dropped. We should look up most drop passes. He's got to be up there. But yeah, in terms of this, I think that it's a clean sweep, Cleveland across the board. I don't think this game is close. I think this game, Lou, I'm agreeing with you. I think they're they blow the doors off of them today.
I think they just absolutely destroy the Giants.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroy the Giants. And I hate to say it because I'm a Giants fan, diehard Giants fan, but that's just I'm being realistic about it.
Yeah, no, of course. What's next?
All right, next game, Patriots against the Dolphins. Miami giving one to the New England Patriots. We just heard that Gesicki and Parker are
The
out.
entire Dolphins are out, so it's stupid to even go for the Dolphins right now. Just go for the Pats. Save your money.
You know what's funny is, Boog,
You're gonna go for the Dolphins. All right.
I'm going to go for the Dolphins. And not because Jeff Scarola just Venmoed me $500 to do that on air. But, okay, but no, here's my thing, is that it is... One thing I've learned is Vegas never loses, okay? Vegas never, ever loses. So Vegas right now, with the news of all of that coming along, okay, they're going to say everyone and their mother is jumping on the New England bandwagon, right?
Right.
So what?
The Dolphins were favorite.
Right. And you're gonna see this game. So right now it's what? What time is it right now, guys? It's 12 o'clock. You're gonna look at that game come 12:30. I'm almost guaranteed that line is gonna be New England -3. Almost guaranteed that line is gonna jump -3. I am.
Can we agree with my under now?
I think the under. Yeah, I think the under is
Yeah,
gonna be.
I kind of agree with your under now too.
Yeah, I think the under is might be your lock of the day. But in terms of this, I'm gonna go with Miami. Miami still has, something to play for. New England is eliminated from the playoffs.
And Miami's 10-3 against the spread. So.
And New England historically does not do well in Miami.
Historically, but that's also under Tom Brady.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
You know what? Fuck Vegas. I'm gonna say the Patriots cover that, get that with that 1 point. I think the Patriots.
Definitely a big.
I like the Patriots winning outright today now too.
And I had the Dolphins earlier.
Dolphins defense is really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's the same thing with the Redskins today too. Right? If you don't have an offense, you're not gonna score points. You can't rely on your defense to score 2-3 touchdowns for you a game.
How did the Baltimore Ravens do it in 2000 with that?
Well, they also had Joe. Hey, Joe Flacco was fucking.
No, they had Trent Dilfer.
Wrong one. Sorry,
They had Trent Dilfer.
Sorry, I'm thinking. Right. Never mind. You're right.
With the names again.
Hey, to be fair, the Ravens won in 2012, in 2011 with Joe Flacco.
Correct.
Right? So
But that defense was nowhere near that 2000 defense.
Right. So what you gotta see is Tua going to be the guy that brings them to a victory today. I think Cam Newton.
I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon and say that he is.
Right, moving on.
All right, next game: Bears versus Vikings. Minnesota giving 4 points to the Chicago Bears. Whose game was that?
That was me again. I have no clue. This is honestly, this is a game. This literally.
A game of attrition?
Yeah, both of these teams can play really, really bad. And both of them can play really, really good.
Oh, that's a good analysis.
You're right. That was ESPN worthy. Here's my thing. I just think this game is going to come down to which quarterback sucks less. Okay.
Right.
You have, pause. You
don't have to say it. It's Sunday.
I didn't say that, but
Yeah, no. I just saw your look on the camera. Anyway, but here's my thing. I'm going to go with Minnesota. I think they narrowly cover this. I'm going to say, 28-21, 28-22, 28-23, something like that, a weird number. There's going to be a weird number in here. I'm calling a safety in this game. This is one of those games that's just a safety is going to come about for no unearthly reason. I'm going to go with Minnesota this one.
Okay.
I'm going with Minnesota just off the strength that Dalvin Cook is an animal. And David Montgomery, he's been good for them on the Bears side, but Dalvin Cook is going to be the offense today. They're not going to rely on throwing as much. It's definitely going to be a ground game. Or if they do rely on throwing, it's going to be checkdowns this game. So, like I said, they're both terrible, but I think Minnesota is definitely going to.
Where's this game today?
It's in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. And that's
Minnesota's
an outdoor stadium, correct?
Yes,
Or is it domed?
No. It's
No, it's domed.
It's domed?
Yeah, it's domed.
All right.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be Minnesota.
I'm going to have to disagree with both of you guys. I think Mitch Trubisky is really showing that he wants to be this starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He's thrown 2 or 3 touchdowns in his last 3 games. A lot of to Mr. Allen Robinson, who's been very, very impressive. I'm not taking anything away from Minnesota's offense, but Minnesota's secondary is awful. Okay, they are not good, and I think Mitch Trubisky throws for almost 300 yards today.
What?
So I at least 260, minimum 260 today.
Who wants what he's drinking?
I want what you're drinking and what Boogie's smoking.
You're
Yo.
gonna see. You're gonna see. But I think the Bears actually win this game outright, and I think that the Bears cover the 4-point spread. I can see this game being like a 31-28 in victory of the Bears. Listen, they play each other extremely. They always play each other tough. It's hard to give Minnesota when their defense isn't as good as the Bears. The Bears defense, I think, is going to destroy. I think Khalil Mack gets at least 2 sacks today too. I think the Bears fuck this team up.
Talking about Khalil Mack, you have not heard his name. He is usually perennially named with the defensive player of the year.
Right.
You haven't heard his name at all.
Right.
Yeah, no, you know what is the Bears have a lot of different weapons on their team today, on their team now. And I just think that it's that Khalil Mack is just one of those guys that he's still like the main dude, but other people are coming around to really mesh that Bears defense in together. So you don't hear from him as much anymore.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing with J.J. Watt. I mean, but then again, J.J. Watt's on a horrible Houston defense. But, you know, you don't hear much about J.J. Watt anymore either. You know, I think those kind of guys are slowly kind of not dying out, just that the young kids are coming in and taking over.
Right.
So,
Right.
I don't know.
So real quick, Boog, you had a question. Clinton Pittman asked, who is winning the NFC East?
The NFC East.
Yes.
Before the news about Alex Smith, I would have said Washington, but now it's between the Giants and Washington. After today's game, I'm going to say that's going to be the answer. After today's game, if the Giants end up winning this game against the Browns, it's a lock they're winning. But if Washington, I think they're both going to lose today. So that's a tough question. That's a really tough question because of these injuries and health. Like I think Washington's the better team at the moment because their defense is better. So I'll stay with Washington, but I'm definitely, obviously, you know, my heart's going to go with the Giants and everything. But if you want me to put my money on the line, I think Washington is in the driver's seat as far as winning this division.
Is it too far-fetched to think the Dallas Cowboys come back just because
That would be devastating.
they are the least injured and they lost they're the least injured team of the 3 teams we just mentioned, and they lost their superstar quarterback?
But here's the thing, though. Dallas needs to win the next 3 games, and
I think they can.
They can, but Washington also has to lose their next 3 games, and I can't see Washington.
That's what I'm saying.
losing 3 games.
No, they don't have that big of a lead on them, do they?
No, it's Dallas only has 3 wins.
No, Dallas is 4-9. Dallas is 4-9, 6-7.
Right, and the Redskins are 6-7. Right, but the Redskins have
The football team,
the
Washington
tiebreaker.
football
Sorry,
team.
the Washington football team has the tiebreaker against them.
Well, let's look at it this way. The Cowboys get the 49ers today, the Eagles next week, and the Giants on the last game of the season, right?
Right.
So now, if you go back, and let's look at Washington. So Washington has the Seahawks today, which is a tough matchup. The Panthers, who played Green Bay pretty well last
You
night.
can't sleep on the Panthers.
No, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater has done great. That team was decimated by injuries.
Just losing to them.
And then they get the Eagles the last week of the season. It's legitimately possible for them to lose out all 3 games.
Yeah.
I don't know. If Dallas comes back, I think
They're
Washington.
not losing to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I can't see Dallas beating Philly. And honestly, even an injured Giants team, I can't even see Dallas beating an injured Giants team right now. Because you know what's going to happen if the Giants are in it. Let's just say, for instance, the Redskins lose. Let's say the Redskins are up only 1 game with the last game of the season. Daniel Jones is going to play that game. That's just what's going to happen. Against a
Yeah, but look what happened the last time you brought back Daniel Jones way too early. Look what
Yeah.
happened the last time. He played
Oh, I
like
know,
and he cost you that game.
The the Washington football team is winning this division. In my opinion, I think they already won it. I think they
So
already
so do I, but I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm gonna say the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
All right.
All right. Well, I'm definitely not going with that.
You're sick. I'm not going with that either.
I guess. What is he eating?
I know, what are you
Every-
right,
what
what
is
are
he
you
eating?
smoking? What am I drinking and what is he eating?
Everything.
Okay. All right. Next game.
Not to go
Seattle versus Washington. Seattle is giving Washington 6 points. This is my thing. Listen, I love Seattle giving only 6 points today. Washington, if they're going to be lucky if they score one touchdown, even though Seattle's defense is Dwayne Haskins is not doing anything with this team. Okay, if you have Dwayne Haskins as your starting quarterback in anything right now, right? Boogie's warming up to be the new starting quarterback right now. It's going to be bad offense for Washington because Dwayne Haskins is the reason why he's your third string quarterback for the Washington football team, and he was supposed to be, and he started the year for you. There's a reason for that, okay? Seattle, I think, is going to score at least 20 to 30 points today. I really like Seattle scoring a lot of points today. I think super easily 6 points, no doubt about it. Joe?
Give it to Boog.
Book?
Well, I'm definitely going with Seattle. I think Haskins is going to try to prove himself today, and he's going to throw at least 2 picks because he's just not going to stay within the offense. He's going to try to have too much to prove. He's already had. I mean, he's still young, but at this point in the season, against this team that they're going against, Seattle, who's trying or desperately need wins, they're gonna bring the pressure to Haskins. Like I said, their defense sucks, but I think Haskins sucks worse. So it's like, I think Seattle's definitely got this game. As much as their defense, Washington defense is improved and is really good. I don't think that they're gonna be a match for Seattle.
All right. I'm gonna tell you why you're both wrong.
Why are we both wrong? All right, you're done. Joe is so far up Washington football team's ass when it comes to their defense. They have the best the best for front.
No, it has
to sign Washington to the Colts. That's what he wants.
It has nothing. It has actually nothing to do with the defense. But thanks, douche.
Go ahead. Let me
So
hear this. Go ahead. Yeah, because it's their offense. Go ahead. Yeah. Freaking what's his name? Gibson's not even playing. What are you talking about? He's not even playing. What offense do they have?
are you done sounding stupid?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, go ahead.
You have a West Coast team traveling across the country for a 1:00 start. Teams who do that have a losing record, including the Seattle Seahawks. I will take history for 500, Alex, and I will take...
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He's... Okay? And I will take the Washington football team to not only cover outright, but win the game today.
All right.
All right.
All right. Cleveland baseball team too. All right, so next. All right. All right, so our next game, Jaguars versus Ravens. The Ravens are giving the Jaguars 12.5 points. Boogie, this is your game. What do you like?
I already told you, Ravens is definitely. The Ravens are definitely going to win the game, but I think the Jaguars are going to cover the spread. So I would pick the Jaguars as far as spread-wise is concerned. Minshew's back. He has something to prove. I think Minshew's going to actually have a decent game today, and I think James Robinson is going to have a decent game today. They're going to make it close. They're going to score some points, but inevitably their defense is not going to be able to hold the Ravens' offense. So they're going to lose, but it's not going to be a blowout like the spread says. So I'm going with the Jaguars.
Bug, I'm gonna disagree with you, Bug. I think the Ravens win this game by at least 14 points today. I think the Ravens, especially after Monday night's game against the Browns, they show that they have the capability to score a lot of points against a good defense. None of those touchdowns with the Ravens were even defensive touchdowns. Thanks a lot. You cost me a fantasy playoff. because the Ravens got me -2. But I really do think the Ravens are winning this game by at least 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson is going to run, I think, all over this team. He's going to throw to Mark Andrews, I think, a good amount too. I think Jacksonville is honestly trying to lose out just like the Jets are. I think they're, Carson Wentz might be in a Jaguars uniform next year. So I don't know, but I really think that the Ravens do cover the spread. Joe?
I like Jacksonville.
All right.
I like Jacksonville with the points, only for that. I think Minshew. Minshew was, he's doing his thing. I think again he's another quarterback that had to get benched to kind of understand that shit's real out here. Okay, and I just think that most teams when they have such a big emotional win like the Ravens did on Monday night, they usually set themselves up for a letdown the following game. Short week for them. They didn't have to, they're home, so it's whatever. But I think that Baltimore wins the game. I'm going to say, by 8 or 9, but they don't cover the spread.
Okay. All right, next game, guys. The Rams against the D1 football New York football team. 17 points the Rams are giving the Jets.
Jesus.
Joe, what do you think about that Joe's game?
Oh, God, this is so bad.
That's
That's a lot of
points.
points.
A lot of points.
Can the Rams cover this? 100%. They can cover this. But what bothers me is that this game is going to be over by the third quarter, okay? And
They're gonna play prevent the whole.
they're going to play
Geno
it.
Smith came in last week against this team.
Yeah,
Geno
it's-
fucking Smith came against this team.
And listen, they still covered the spread.
Yeah, well, when you score only 3 fucking points and your field goal kicker misses 5,000 of them.
Yeah,
you're
well
not gonna cover shit.
he got cut. So we have a new kicker and we have a new kicker for the Jets.
Right.
Shit, this is so bad.
Joe, I'm going to interrupt you, bro. I'm going to say the Jets cover the 17 points. I think it's too much, bro.
I think
it's too much.
I'm agreeing with Lou. I'm agreeing with Lou.
I
on
think
this.
it's too much. I think the Jets are. Listen, besides last week, the Jets have been scoring almost 20-plus points a game. It is really hard for me to see the Rams, who I don't think are as good offensively as the Seattle Seahawks, to score 40 points if the Jets score 20 points.
But the Jets scored 3 points against them. So.
Right,
That's where I disagree with you because I think that the Rams have a far better offense than the
I don't know
Seahawks.
about that.
No,
They do. They have a way better offense.
They got a better complete offense.
Between Kupp, Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee, you have 3 solid receivers, and then you have that you don't forget Cam Akers. You have Cam Akers, you have Michael Brown, you have Darrell Henderson, and you know what? Like I said before, this team comes and lives and dies by how good Jared Goff is.
Right.
You know what? I think they put the beating down. They know that they need to win this game and make a statement because they know that them and Seattle are battling head to head for the NFC West. Seattle's got a tough game against Washington. I think that the Rams, make a statement just like the Seahawks did last week, and I think they put the hurt business on him.
What about you, Bug?
Yeah, I already said I agree. I think the Jets are gonna cover.
Oh, you think Jets gonna cover? Okay,
Sure,
gotcha.
for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, next game: Eagles versus Cardinals. Arizona giving the Eagles 6.5 points. I think today is the Kyler Murray show. Okay, I think he's gonna run all over this team. He's gonna throw all over this team today. I don't think the Eagles secondary is as good as some people think they are. I really like the Eagles not covering today, and I like the Cardinals.
What's the spread?
6.5. I think the Cardinals messed this team up. Kyler Murray hasn't had a fantasy football game over 20 points in DraftKings in the last 3 weeks. I think he goes crazy today. I really see him doing well today and bringing this team to at least a 7-point victory against the Eagles.
I think the Cardinals definitely discovered their blitz game, so they're gonna be all over Jalen Hurts. So I think they're definitely gonna win this game as well. I think they're gonna cover the spread. Kyler Murray has something to prove. They whooped up on the Giants. They're on a high. So I think they're definitely going to beat the Eagles. They got dissension in the locker room. You got Wentz took him out. If he's going to start, then I want out. So they got inner locker room problems there. Philadelphia Eagles are a mess.
They are a
like
mess.
I said, Hurts is definitely the better quarterback, probably. But I don't think that he's good enough to beat the Cardinals. Not saying that the Cardinals are a juggernaut, but I think that that pressure that they're going to put on them, I think they're definitely going to win this game.
Okay.
And they got nobody to stop Hopkins. So
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep. Joe, what about you?
The Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to come down to Jake Elliott. This is going to be a shootout. I think that everything you guys said is going to happen, but I think that Jalen Hurts gave a breath of fresh air to this team. They still have something to play for. Arizona is in a far better position than the Eagles are. Eagles need way more help, way more things to fall in their place to have things happen. I think Jalen Hurts he's good. Miles Sanders has been an absolute stud.
Killing it lately.
The absolute stud. I think Philly covers this spread. I'm gonna, I think like a 38-35 game. I think this is gonna be a shootout. I think this is gonna be the most scored game of the day. I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
yeah, that's not a bad prediction.
That's not a bad prediction at all. No. All right, next, the last and final game for the day, guys, with spread is Chiefs against the Saints. Chiefs are giving the Saints 3 points. Boogie,
Yep.
what do you think, Bug?
Like I said before, Drew Brees is back in the saddle, so it's going to be an excellent game today. Pat Mahomes is definitely going to he's going to show out. Him and Tyreek Hill, they're going to show out. So Tyreek Hill's going to have a great game. Like I said, this is like Joe thinks that the Eagles game is going to be a big shootout. I predict this game to be the big shootout game. Both offenses are going to flex their muscle, and I think that the Chiefs are definitely going to be victorious today. That's with the spread as well, and they're going to be in New Orleans. So, but I think that Drew Brees is going to have a little rust. No Thomas to throw to. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that they're definitely going to have the Chiefs are going to win this game. It's going to be a close one though, but Chiefs will win.
All right, Joe, what about you?
I think KC covers, but in terms of the scoring, I don't like the over, and I'm going to tell you why. Drew Brees is back in the game, yes, but you know that Sean Payton is going to do everything in his power to protect Drew Brees, okay? This game is not the be-all, end-all. They know that they are in the playoffs. They are not going to risk Drew Brees further injuring those ribs and that lung. I think this is going to be the Alvin Kamara show today. I think that Alvin...
So why is he playing if they don't want to risk injury?
I think they want him, the presence... I think the presence of Drew Brees... I think the presence of Drew Brees on the thing allows them to play and game plan differently. I think Latavius Murray and Alvin Kamara are going to today. I do like KC to cover. Listen, you can't keep betting against Mahomes. Every time you do, he figures out another way to show you why he is, on his way to being one of the greatest ever to play the game. The kid is phenomenal. He does, yes, he has a ton of weapons. He's been very fortunate, but he's got
I
a
think
great.
he's made those weapons though, honestly.
I think Andy Reid, hats off to him. The guy knows how to win, man. He really does. He knows how to win. Coaching staff is great. I think they're on their way to lose in the playoffs to the Indianapolis Colts.
Bro, what? Somebody call Robin and find out what he's eating because it's definitely very toxic.
No, see, this would be the perfect time to have the Ray Smarsh button.
Nice try.
Nice try.
Uh,
Great. All right, so that concludes our football picks today.
Well, you didn't make your pick.
Oh, right. No, I think the Chiefs cover this game. I'm sorry. I think the Chiefs cover this game too. I think, again, I think that the whole Drew Brees thing is just a kind of a little bit of a cop out, just to show face a little bit. I think you pump up your defense more if you have Hill in there rather than Brees. So you know what? Let's put Brees in there. Today, I think is going to be the Kamara show as far as fantasy stuff goes. But we also got to realize who the who the Saints are playing against. You're playing against Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, who's if you have them both in your fantasy or DraftKings lineup, they're going to get you at least 20 points each a game. It's crazy. So I really do see the Chiefs covering this game. I think the 3 points. I think they win by a touchdown, to be quite honest. I think they win by a touchdown.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, so
Yeah.
give me 1 second. Guys,
All right.
I'm just fixing up the for our draft. Our DraftKings, but Lou, you could intro that in. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to be talking real quick for our last segment for the day. We're going to be talking before we're going to do our DraftKings right now of what our lineups are for DraftKings that we have to hopefully win you millions and millions of dollars, and as long as ourselves. So we're going to be doing DraftKings, then we're going to have our lock of the day, and then we're going to let you guys enjoy the football games. So, Joe, who we have up first as far as DraftKings?
We are going to, let's see who we got first. I believe, give me 1 second, it's going to be you, Lou. All right, so I'm just going to put this here. Okay, swipe. All right, so here we go. So, Lou, we are going to put your, here we go.
My thingy first.
Your, whoa, see, what?
Oh, it's Sunday.
Here we go.
Both. I'm out of here.
All right, so this is Lou's lineup. He's got Kyler Murray starting quarterback. He's got who does that look? That looks like Leonard Fournette and Raheem Mostert, Christian Kirk, Cooper Kupp, and Adam Thielen. Jared Cook coming in at tight end, Kamara, and he's got Seattle's defense.
Yeah, listen, like I said earlier today, I really think Murray is going to be throwing to Mr. Kirk today. I like Fournette getting the starting gig. He's only $4,500. I like Mostert as well, only at $5,800. And like I said, I think it's going to be the Kamara show today. I think he's going to get a lot of receptions with Drew Brees back.
Kamara's definitely going to have a good day.
Kamara, when Drew Brees is in the game, gets at least 5 to 6 receptions a game. Okay, and on top of him running all over Kansas City, I think that's what it's going to be. And the reason why I have Cooper Kupp, I think Cooper Kupp is going to get a lot of receptions early in the game today to really secure that Rams victory. And Thielen last week only had 6 points. He only had 2 receptions for 40 yards. I think Thielen has a good game against Chicago Bears this week as well. And again, Washington doesn't have any offense. Seattle's only $3,100. I think that's a good pickup as far as Seattle goes with the defense. And Cook, I like being in the backfield in the end zone for them. I think this is this might cash me today, guys. It might cash me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm confident in my lineup. So take this one to the bank. Okay.
Let's see.
Here we go. So I got Jared Goff starting at quarterback. Okay. We actually agree on running back. Raheem Mostert. I think he's going to have a great game against Dallas. I'm starting the guy that I spoke about a little bit earlier, Miles Sanders. He's going to have a big game today. Wide receivers, I got T.Y. Hilton, Allen Robinson, and Robert Woods. So I'm going to, stack up on the Rams right there. My tight end, I'm going with Gronk. Tom Brady loves his tight ends. So he's going to go to Gronk. My flex, I'm going Jared Cook. I think he's going to be the sleeper in that game today. And I'm starting the Dolphins defense.
All right. If you say maybe we should be starting New England's defense today.
Yeah, I know. We might have to because
I might have to make another lineup with New England's defense real quick.
Yeah, we might have to do that. So, and last but certainly not least, we're going
Definitely
into
least.
Boogie's lineup.
Definitely
He's starting
least.
Patrick Mahomes for Goldman. Okay, Cam Akers. He's got Terry McLaurin, which I'm actually surprised at that pick for you. He's really went homer because he's got Sterling Shepard in there and Tyler Boyd. Logan Thomas at tight end. He's got, let's see, who else you got? You got Kareem Hunt at the flex, and you got the Rams defense starting up. Yeah, don't start Boogie's lineup.
Right, I agree. Don't start Boogie's lineup.
So if you've taken anything away from today's show, it's don't start Boogie's lineup. I mean, that is bad.
I think that's a bad Boogie. I'm telling you right now, there's no one to throw to. No one's gonna throw it to him. Who does he have to throw to him? You have
Wow.
Tyler Boyd.
Wow.
Boyd's gonna have 2 receptions today.
Wow, that's so bad. That's really bad.
You know what? Watch Boogie's lineup be the best.
Yeah, that's going to be the winning lineup, and he's not. Whatever.
I
All right.
see why you don't do fantasy football lineups, Boog.
My goodness.
Oh, I didn't say I don't. I just said that.
No, I said you don't win.
I haven't cashed the DraftKings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see why.
You're not casting that one either.
So let's do this, guys. Let's sit here. Oh my goodness, craziness, absolute.
No, you just see the look on Boogie's face the whole time. The look of disappointment in Boogie's face.
Absolute craziness. My goodness,
my
Craig.
God.
All right, guys, we're gonna lock up first. Thank you for everyone that watched. We have, we'll definitely be posting all our picks and everything. Great first show, guys. I think we're onto something here. I think this was this was a lot. Yeah, a lot of people watching, a lot of fun. But let's leave everybody with our lock of the day. Lou, who are you going to the bank and riding it on? Riding all the money on today. Prop bet. It could be anything.
My lock of the day is Seattle covering the 6 points against the Washington football team.
Okay, don't do that.
Lock.
Don't do
Seattle, I told you, I've been saying this for the last hour and a half. Seattle is going to destroy this team in a few minutes. Destroy them.
Oh man.
My lock of the day. Boom. Lock.
All right, Boog. Lock of the day.
Pats beat Dolphins.
Oh, shocking development.
No,
That was real anticlimactic.
Captain Obvious Boogie over here.
Well, I mean, it's a lot.
Why didn't you?
All right, it's your lock.
So why
We
didn't
said
you?
it's a sleeper. We said what's the lock?
Hold on. Rams beat Jets. I mean, come on.
No, remember, we're doing this with spread though. We're not. It's not like just pick who's gonna win. We're talking about with spread.
No,
so if
I
you
got
say
you.
Rams beat the Jets. That could lose. 'Cause I think the Jets are gonna win that spread. So go ahead and laugh at me all you want. I'm saying Pats beat the Dolphins with the spread.
Lock of the day: the Kansas City Chiefs cover the three versus New Orleans.
That's gonna be a fun game. That's gonna be a fun game.
Be a fun game, boys. It has been fun. To the True to New York sports fans, we love you. Thank you for all your support. We look forward to it. Please follow us on all the social media. I'll salute with you guys as well. All right, we got some new merchandise coming out. Make sure you pick it up. It'll be a great stocking stuffer for Christmas.
It's on the website. It's on our.
It's TrueToNewYorkSports.com.
Check our YouTube out. Check our Twitch out. Check our Twitter out. Check our.
Trek.
I don't know what Trek is. I think he wants to say check.
Check our Instagram.
Check everything. And guys, real quick, special announcement. Tuesday, we will be doing
opening day for
basketball. Boogie is going to lead the way. We are going to come to you with a live episode of The Lock. We're going to be discussing opening night, Knicks basketball, as well as Christmas Day. All right, guys, it's been great. From myself, Lou DiMartino, the White Boogie Hollis. We'll see you Tuesday. Peace.
Don't use Boogie's lineup.
Yeah, don't do that.
DraftKings.
DraftKings.
I'm a fantasy